It's me, Siobhan Elise, and I'm back with your favorite entrepreneurial wellness podcast. Y'all like how I threw that in there? We got to switch it up. And I am here with Mr. Miro. Not only is Miro one of my producers and CEO of Bricks Pod, he is also a financial consultant. So, yeah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
Awesome.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for producing the show. So, I don't know, like there's something about 2024 that just screams our wealthiest year ever. And when I say wealthy, I mean physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, all across the board. So, this episode is going to be dedicated to really defining and getting clear about our personal relationship with money, because I think in the United States we have a way that we look at money, right, where it's always associated with status or drive or motivation, which is all really valid. But I find that it's spiritual too and neurological. So I want people to just have a deeper understanding to like what money means to them. So I have a few definitions and a few breakdowns I'm going to go into. But since I'm with a finance guy, first I want to hear like, how did you get started in finance?
Okay. It was back like in 2015 when before graduating college, I wanted to work, right? I wanted to work and I did an internship in a big bank. And then I decided to start, like right away as an assistant.
Yeah.
And have time, like part-time, right? And then I graduated, then I kept working there. And then I worked in a startup, in a fintech.
Okay.
As a financial analyst. So that was like, I was swimming in, like in the deep ocean, like, that's what you call it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like
Fintech
open sea.
Yeah, that's a whole new.
That's a whole new like spectrum. Like that's like 90% of fintechs, like they go big, like or they fail. 90% fail and 10% go big.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like the ratio. So it was like, and I was seeing the finances. So it was like, okay, now I see. Now I see why. Yeah.
I mean, I think coming from banking, which is a more secure way to, manage money.
Yeah, that's just most secure.
Into startup, fintech, that's opposite. Like, how did you feel comfortable even walking into something like that with your background?
Coming from an internship in a wealth management firm, like well established, like that firm, like surpassed 2008, like nothing, with flying colors.
Yeah.
The crisis.
Right.
So it was like, coming from a very serious environment to a suit and tie, shaved and everything, then to an environment like, everyone with their beards, all the patches. And
it's a different jungle for sure. I've worked for a startup.
The button down and the jeans, that was like a thing,
Yeah.
And it was good. It was a great experience. I met like the most intelligent people ever. For me, I'm gonna be honest. In college, if you're not devoted to like speak to like important people in the university or meet certain individuals that their parents are like, the top guys in the companies, you're not doing anything. Sorry that I'm saying that, but it's the reality. Now that it has been like, it has been 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I did my PhD in the fintech company.
Okay.
I did my PhD in the fintech company. Not even the masters did it.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, what's this?
So fast,
yeah, it's just a paper.
You learn.
I still have it. I wish I
Good. Right. Well.
Yeah, it's just a paper. It's under my bed. So it's like,
right. It's experience.
It's the experience.
Yeah.
And I met wonderful people, and I still like get in contact with those people. One is like a financial controller, like he has a very big company, and I stayed until 2 a.m. every night with him, and that's where I grew. Like my
Yeah.
financial knowledge grew so much that I appreciate that was the job that paid me the less. Like that was the
Because the value that you got out of the experience.
that was the value. And
Yeah.
then besides that, in COVID, they did a break in the income.
Oh, right. They furloughed or?
They load, yeah,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
lowered the income. So even though like, but sometimes I tell people like, you either get paid with experience or with money.
Yeah. That's so true. And it's beautiful that you look at it that way. I had a similar experience working for a startup company. We actually, it was a done for you store. We used to build up Amazon stores and sell them to investors.
Oh, okay.
And I'll get into like my history with how I got introduced to money later, but this was like a whole nother ball game because it was sales and the packages range from like 30K to 100K. And I didn't realize until I was around that environment that money is like a language and there are so many different languages. And so depending on what type of room you're in, that determines the type of language they speak. So it is super valuable to be around people who are on different levels because that's the only way to really learn to get in the game. Like I didn't consider myself the most financially literate person before working there. By the time I finished, I knew how long it took for 30K to drop in an account, and no one could BS me because like I watched the ins and outs and the technicalities of it. So if you do have like an opportunity to be in that environment and see those key players play, it is definitely so that it's one of those things that no one can ever take away from you.
No, yeah, that's like in a different industry, different type of company. I saw it that way. Like
Yeah.
no one can take that from you because it's incredible. Like the value they give you, right?
Yeah.
Like you said that this is so interesting. Like I've never heard of it. Like you compared it to like a different language. For me, it's like a game as well. Like
Oh.
like a game. You can fail,
Yeah.
but I rather like learn from that failure.
Yeah.
So it's like game over. Okay, I can reset the game.
That's
right.
right. I
So
love that.
so, but there's one thing that I was talking to a client, advising to a client, right?
Okay.
Obviously, I can't disclose anything here,
Okay.
no names, no nothing, but I told her I rather sleep, well at night and, continue the game,
Right.
continue learning than, let's say, for example, breaking the TV. I'm just
Right.
gonna leave it there.
Okay.
You
I
know,
understand.
like
Yeah.
it's easy in this game to get misled by, by scammers or by different people or people even that
Yeah. Oh,
and you never know,
we're gonna talk about that. I got
what
scammed,
type of
man.
game you're playing.
Yeah.
So it's better like to stop it,
Yeah.
to stop, eject that CD, and okay, I'm not gonna play that game again, and continue the the learning curve
I agree.
because you can hop and you can get the back
Yeah.
really fast.
It's
But I rather like I am grateful for my journey,
yeah.
and
Absolutely.
I've fallen, I've getting up and risen up.
Yep.
That's how you say it.
Yeah. Like.
And
Mm-hmm.
I've been in rooms with very important people, met really important people. So it's like it's like you said,
Yeah.
it has a different languages, and adding what I said,
It's a
it's
game.
like a game,
Yeah. And there's more than one way to play it.
and it's okay
You
to
know.
reset
Yeah.
and look at what you did wrong, and and you get better, right?
Yeah,
You
you
get
do get
better.
better.
When I used to play
Yeah.
video games, I got better and better, and then you won the game
And one
after
thing
30
that
tries.
and one thing that you comparing it to a game puts me in the mind of is it's more valuable to grow and learn than it is to just get the reward, right? Because it sounds like through all of your different experiences, it was always about that growth aspect. And I think that, like you say, there's two ways to play the game. There's the right way to do it. There's people who are passionate, who want to do it correct with integrity and ethics. And then there's people who are just obsessed with the thing. And I'm not mad at y'all. I'm
glorify
not mad.
that.
Right.
You know?
And I did some research, okay? I got my little book of secrets. And I wanted to know, like, what happens to us neurologically that makes us go so crazy over money, right? And so I learned a few peculiar things. So we're gonna break it down. So neural facts about money. Um, so they says that where does it go? Okay, so I got this from Will Yakowitz on Inc.com, right? Just to cite the source if y'all want to pull up the article and read the full thing. So they said that when you get money or when you're playing a game that has a monetary prize, what's neurologically happening in your brain is equivalent to being high on cocaine. Like they've done scans of both. It's literally doing that to your brain because of that reward system, right? So the part of our brain that is in charge of that reward system is called a nucleus accumbens. If I'm saying it wrong, don't sue me, okay? But y'all get it, right?
I said like three wrong words. So okay. You're winning. You're winning the game.
I'm winning the game. Okay. But yeah, so that's the part of our brains that's in charge of like our reward center. So that's when we get good job or a raise or a bonus or a prize. That's what goes off and it's super, super powerful, right? And if we don't control what it is that we use or consider a reward, it can easily go to, into the wrong direction. So they also say that people who have more brain activity in this specific sector are most likely to make bigger risks when it comes to investments because high risk, high reward, and that's where that whole system comes from. So I think that when we think about entrepreneurs and the characteristics that it takes for an entrepreneur to be successful, there are some, chemical things going on that makes you more I don't want to say more successful, but makes it a little bit more easier to deal with the uncertainty and the risk of owning a business.
Yeah, like prone to, like how they call it, getting out of the rat race, and that's like
Yeah.
they're like the motto, right?
Yeah.
Or escaping the matrix, or
Yes.
those financial freedom, and that's like I think the motivation and the mission and the vision of all of the entrepreneurs like on Instagram or and all the social entrepreneurs.
You're right.
Social because there's a ton of hidden ones.
Yeah.
That are like behind the curtains, behind the show, like and they're doing big things, right? Mm-hmm. But like I think that you're so right. Like it's incredible how disciplined I think you have to be.
Yes.
Because it's a decision that it's really easy to take
lose
back
control
and lose control, take back, and that's it. It would have been easy, to I'm gonna go back to my job. I'm not gonna lose any more. Not even $1 of my savings of this. I don't have to sell my assets. Okay, I'm gonna go back before all of that. But no, a true entrepreneur and someone that wants it so bad, like wants success so bad as if he wants to breathe. Yeah. I think that's like the mentality, like the monster mentality you have to have because
you have to. I mean,
once you turn on the switch, outside, that's it. In my opinion.
I agree.
I don't know. You can go back. You if you have a title or whatever. If either if even if you don't have a title, you know, you always there's jobs for everyone.
You're right.
You know, there's
Yeah.
no excuse. But if you want that entrepreneur,
Yeah.
you know, success, which is
Related to money.
it's related to money,
And
it's attainable,
yeah.
but you have to fall a million times if it's necessary, you
And
know,
have
to
the
get there.
audacity to try again. I think that's the part that we don't shed enough light on. It's like you see people win and you glorify them, you want to be like them, but you can only imagine all the times that they failed or they lost or they've messed up.
I think
You
people
know?
glorify money too
I
much.
know, they do. And I mean, I get it because money is attached to so much, right? And so with that, I'm going to share like my personal story with money.
Okay.
So before I even knew what money was, I was like 8 years old and I got hurt at school. And my parents, they sued. So I had a settlement, right? And it was in an annuity. And I had known this ever since that, okay, I had some money, right? And also I grew up in like a upper middle class family. So we never really had money issues on top of that. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. But the conflict came when I would see people treat me differently because I had like this pending wealth, right? Or I would see people argue. And I really got to see like how money can change people at a really, really young age, right? So what that did was it created a space where it's like, okay, all you guys suck. You know, this is ugly. And when I get this money, I'm out, right? And that's what I did. That's what I did. And I found that I kept that attitude towards wealth with me for years because I looked at it as like, okay, you're going to have this money, everyone's going to turn on you, and it's just you and your money, right? And I always looked at it as a savior instead of looking at it as a tool and really using it properly. So it took me a while to acknowledge that that's where my relationship with money was rooted in. And I had to really take a step back and learn how to slowly like attain money and treat it properly and stop looking at it with all of this extra baggage. So
No, and you know, like it's incredible how a lot of people can relate to you.
mhm.
You know, like you know, have that like wealth and wealth transfer hiccup, like they call it, right? Because it's incredible. Today, I was speaking to my dad about it because um, we were talking about like an Italian podcast we did like last month because my dad knows Italian. He lived in Rome, you know, and
Nice.
yeah, and so it's crazy because we spoke about it today. He told me like instead of people glorifying God, people glorify money, and you can't do both at the same time.
You cannot. That's right.
So
That's so
wow,
true.
that was like my I don't know
Yeah, your takeaway.
my food for thought of the day. I
Yeah.
think, right? I think that
Yeah.
that and it connects to this, you know,
Yeah.
because I feel that you have that special power, and I think that you're telling me you change that, you know, because you can't. I in my opinion, you can't fight, you can't chase it, you can't like um hate it,
Yeah.
you can't love it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like glorify, you know, for me, I glorify God, you
Yeah.
know, in my opinion and
Yeah.
in my belief, right? And then you take care of yourself, you know, like glorify you, your body, your love
Yeah.
your loved
People, yeah.
ones, your family,
Yeah.
and then do your job. You know, if you have a job, if you have a business, manage your business. You know, like, but don't think about like
Yeah.
think about it
Not
like
the main event.
exactly,
It's really not.
exactly. I before for me, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be honest. For me, it was everything.
I know. Me too.
For me, it was everything, and now that I I've put in like everything um over money. That's how you say it, right? Like ahead, like
Yeah.
in front of it.
Right.
My world changed.
Yeah.
I'm still working. It's not like if people I think that think if they don't think about money every day, every second, and glorify it because that's the truth. I think they're gonna think they're not gonna be millionaires or they're not. You know, that's what I thought.
No, it's
That's what.
true.
That's why when you say I think they think you think it or you thought about it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Arrest me if,
No,
if I'm
be
wrong.
honest. Listen, I told you that it was just me and my money for years. That's
Right?
it.
And that's the
I was
truth.
like, forget y'all.
That's the truth.
Yes.
You know, chasing it. I don't know, like
It was my
faking
life.
it, whatever has to do with money. You know, whatever. Oh, I'm gonna I don't know, my grandfather, hey, you know, help me sell this and so I was like, hey, how much you're gonna give? How much
Right.
what's my cut? You know?
Right. This is
So
I know.
so now I put everything in front of money, and my life changed.
Yeah.
You know, I'm healthier. I have a better diet. My relationship with God, with my family, everything changed with me. That is the most important relationship. It was broken,
Yeah.
and now it's like everything is like shining.
Amen to that.
I swear, it's
Thank you
it's
for
incredible.
saying that because there are people who haven't gotten to that point yet, and I think what we're both saying is money is a god that just doesn't give back. It just doesn't give back. All you're doing is pouring into it, and you're only getting out what you're putting in. So it's not glorifying money is really not getting us anywhere. And it comes with a loneliness and an emptiness and a brokenness that the money could actually never fill, you know?
No.
And I can say after my experience with money, at the beginning of this year when I started the podcast, that was the first time where I said, God, I'm actually going to put you first. Like, I actually don't care what you do. I will give up the business. I don't care. And I can attest that he has not only opened up so many doors and connected with me with so many incredible people, there is like this piece to my life. Everything is just like in sync because I'm not worried about what's next. I have a father that supports me, that loves me, that feels me, and everything else is honestly overflow. It really is. And being able to live in overflow and help other people who may not have gotten there yet is like such a beautiful thing. And that's I feel like that's what we're doing here today. That's what I'm going to continue to do. And I think that is a true key to success.
No, yeah, it's natural. Like I think that that the positive like vibrations and positive like spiritual like good that people have like mutually.
Yeah.
I think that this is a place where a lot of people like feel like in peace. You know, actually, I have one student.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. He forced me to be his mentor. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like okay. Like I need it. Yeah, right now, my mentor because I always try to have a mentor. Right now, like my mentor, it's like a little in hibernation.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm gonna, that's life. And I have to respect it. But like he was like the kid, right? When he was here, he was like, man, I feel here that I can dream, that everything is open. With obviously with Will and me, is it like how we connected, right? It's incredible, and everyone that I've met through Will, it's incredible. It's like peaceful, and we share we're like-minded,
vision,
right? Like-minded, big dreams.
Yes.
And they're coming true.
They are.
And
Like they don't have a choice.
exactly,
You know?
exactly. So I think that it's incredible how we connect, and how I think that for me, I don't know if this is like, like this is the most peaceful times I've lived.
Yeah.
Like you said, and because I'm letting go to something that is not bad,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to respect what deserves respect.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think, like I said, you keep working, and you keep doing what you're doing even more,
Yeah.
because now I go to, I exercise 6 times a day. I play tennis 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like everything I wanted
Yeah.
and I couldn't do, because I was like pinching pennies here, pinching pennies here,
You couldn't
trying
live.
to to
Yeah.
chasing, but I was how do you say it? Like it was going away.
Repelling it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because anything you're chasing,
Yeah.
like subconsciously you think
Yeah.
you don't have it or
Yeah.
you don't have enough. So energetically it's gonna be out of reach always. And it's when you flip it and say,
Yeah.
I'm good. That's when it starts pouring in. And that's when you can trust yourself to handle it properly, because now you're not emotionally attached to it. Money's
No.
not meant to be emotionally attached to,
No.
but it is. It does bring up so many emotions. And I think that's the reality where a lot of people are, especially in Miami. Oh my God.
Yes, it does. And people can smell it. So I think that's people that you this is something that I've just like thought about like
Mhm.
right now.
Oh.
So this is like a conclusion I'm like thinking, and you you hear people like say, why is that guy that is a billionaire or a multimillionaire, like high net worth individual, is so tranquil, like so calm?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh.
So
Because he's
that's the
good.
mentality.
Yes.
Like you're so chill, and you're so like decided about it, what you want and what you have, that you already have it. So you're not hesitant in deals.
Yep.
You're not hesitant, like nothing. Like
Yeah.
nothing is happening, and you have everything.
Yeah.
Because you have the right intention. You don't have like hidden
Right.
intentions, or hidden like cards. Nothing. You
Yeah.
go into a deal, or you go into a sale, like you own it, and nothing is like making you like sweat or nothing,
Right.
because I think that comes from within.
It does.
Loving yourself first,
Mhm.
and that's an extra.
Yeah.
But you still like making, like the moves, making moves.
Right.
You never stop. But
Exactly.
I think that relationship,
Yeah.
that
That's the difference.
when I used to like look at people like that, like these people like that are high profiles and stuff, I'm like,
So
they're,
true.
they're like, they're like lions. They're like like
Mhm.
snakes, not in a bad way. They're
Yeah.
like sharks, eagles.
Mhm.
They're
Oh,
yeah, they're cold, not in a bad way.
right.
They're calm.
Mhm.
They're like if they're floating in a cloud.
Yeah.
That's how I think that's how you have to be. You have to float in the
Precise.
cloud.
Yeah. Ooh, I feel that. This is good. So, if you could leave us with like one game-changing gem when it comes to money or your experience with it, what would it be?
I think that you never know when the time for you to make it
Mhm.
comes. You never know when the time is coming.
Yeah.
So I think that if I uh, rewind my life 4 or 5 years ago, I would have I would have advised my past self
Mhm.
to love myself first, and work on myself first, even if it costs
Mhm. Yeah.
uh, 50, 100. How? you don't have a cost.
Right. Oh.
You have to value yourself first because I was valuing money first,
Yeah.
you know? So that didn't give me value,
No,
you know?
it
That
never
didn't.
will.
So if you value money first, you look desperate and undervalued. That's
Yeah.
it. Value yourself first and your time will come. It doesn't matter when, but it will come.
Amen. That was good. Oh my, high five.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So, this episode was dedicated to helping you all create a better relationship with money, right? We want you guys, if you are in this space where you don't feel like you have enough and you feel like you're still chasing the dollar, let's work on shifting that energy into a more relaxed space, into a more welcoming and loving space by putting that money on the back burner. So, I have a little assignment for you to do because I shared my trauma story with money. You may have one. Let's write it down. Let's really write it out. What was your first encounter with money like? How is it still with you today? What part of it should you keep with you? And what part do you need to just let go? And I think that'll be a great start to really shift your perspective on money. So thanks again, guys, for joining. And of course, special thanks to our sponsors here at Boss Nation Network. We will see you next week. Bye.